I'm here to talk about something else, quite related to cookies, but something which we all encounter and deal with in our daily lives, the web cookies, or the marketing cookies, as we'll call it. Quick introduction, my name is Ishan Singh. I head the customer activation team at Bunq. We are an online bank in Europe, and the only profitable online bank. So I'm here to talk about a few things quite related to almost all of our lives, from data to tech to marketing to sales. It's everything. And it's about cookies. There are different sorts. There is a lot of buzzword around the market, what these are, what third parties cookies are. Whenever we open a website, the first thing, the big headline which comes, do you want to accept it, reject it? But what's the science behind it? What's the dynamic? Why is everybody behind cookies? How does they impact our day-to-day lives as a business? I'll just break it down and make sure that we are prepared, a little bit better prepared for the coming future when cookies are being deprecated. So on that note, let's get to the cookie party and see how many types of cookies there are. There are 4 kinds broadly: zero, first, second, and third. Zero party, first party, second party, and third party. Zero-party cookies are the cookies which user intentionally provides to the business. When we sign up for a company or make a new profile, and the touch points which we give, from our name, email IDs, date of birth, let's say if it's a banking platform, then we give way more than our, let's say, documents, tax numbers, all of that. All of that counts as zero-party cookies. These are data and information which brands withhold with themselves. And these are the most crucial data which we as users willingly provide to a business. Next one is first-party cookies, which are sort of like when you engage with that platform or product and your digital footprints are captured by the business, that counts as first-party cookies. For instance, if you're purchasing something from ASOS, your purchase history is being captured, and hence they know that what kind of products do you like. That's first party. Moving to second party is actually, as a brand, if I'm purchasing some other brand's first party data. For instance, a very common relationship is fashion companies or just online e-commerce platforms and credit card companies. They happen to exchange information just to make the product offering better for its customers. For instance, if you're using Amex to purchase this product on this sale, you get an extra 5% discount. So that kind of transactions, that kind of promotions happen if the companies exchange data within themselves. That's called second party. And finally, the most popular, the most heard of category of cookies are the third party cookies, which are generally purchased by brands through indirect platforms, through sources which are available online, which are promoting them, selling them, and then the core use of these cookies are to acquire new users. So across the world, there is the biggest scope is through third-party cookies. How are you acquiring customers? How are you reaching out to your potential audience, spreading awareness about your brand? Everything happens. Technically, performance marketing runs on third-party cookies, if I were to say that. Now, in terms of reliability, obviously, zero-party, first-party, they are quite reliable because they are direct sources. They are not sourced indirectly. And then second-party and third-party cookies are little, as you go along the funnel, the reliability decreases, but the volume increases as well. And that's where we as brands try to penetrate, because we want to reach out to as many relevant customers as possible, or relevant potential customers as possible. So we try to dilute down the quality and increase the volume. And the whole conversation which we'll have today is related to third-party cookies. Why it's such a buzzword is because a lot of things and a lot of activities are happening around the third-party cookie ecosystem. There are a bunch of stats. I can give you the sources if you see me after this. They're quite reliable. Everything is taken from probable, reliable resources and studies. The most essential one, if between these stats, will be that right now, almost all of the web browsers have deprecated third-party cookies. They are not tracking it. And currently, only 1% of Google Chrome users, Google Chrome, which is the largest web browser with approximately a 52% ownership in web browsing, has just 1% of its customers allowed to track third-party cookies. Or they are tracking just 1% of users' third-party cookies. Everyone else has deprecated it. All the browsers, Safari, Edge, Firefox, everyone has deprecated it. So we're not capturing, which means there are very less data points now, current and latest and reliable data points to target new users, to target potential customers. Everybody is deprecating third-party cookies. What that means for you is that the cost of spending has been increasing at a rate of 5 to 25% every year, which means if I have to acquire the same amount of customers through the same campaign as I did last year, I have to spend more. And this is only increasing because I'm getting less relevant users at the same cost. And the other essential part is that 97% of marketers have started to use a CDP. CDP is basically a consolidated data platform which gathers everything about your customers or your potential customers, all the touch points, so that you don't have to depend on purchasing or procuring more and more third-party cookies, third-party information about users. And you can build a repository of your own which consolidates every single touch point when a user or a potential user engages with your brand. So I'll talk more about these going forward, but what it means, TLDR, is that you're leaving a very significant money on the table if you're still relying on third-party cookies and not moving towards better alternatives or where the whole marketing industry is going. So thinking of first mover advantage, this is what Yahoo did in 1995 when digital ads was not a thing. They first started to advertise. If you'd see that orange box in the top, 5 logos ahead of their brand or brand letter or the top landing page, I would say, that's when it started. That's when digital marketing or online ads started as a real estate in the whole marketing industry. It was called the AdNet Golden Age, which steeply expanded, grew into what we see it right now. And it's steeply now decreasing because everybody is more concerned, more aware about privacy. Everybody has started to respect that. Companies have started to reflect the same sentiment, and because of that, cookies, everything is being deprecated. And only if you are giving your data to the brand, they can leverage it to better cross-sell, to advertise, and to do everything. So first mover advantage, I don't think there is any more in cookies because the deprecation already started like half a decade ago in some capacity. Google was the last player to enter and deprecate cookies and just finished this year. That's also because 80 to 86% of Google's revenue comes broadly from ads. So they wanted to have a shelf or a cushion for their revenue. So first mover advantage, yes, you have already missed the boat, but there are a lot of structural fixes which you can do and which you should do, and I'm here to talk just about that. So coming to the main course of this conversation, how to build a cookie-less infrastructure or how to be prepared for a cookie-less world. The first thing is to build a lead park, very much same as the amusement park, where you have multiple rides in an amusement park attracting its customers. So the moment you enter, you see basically a party. I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to try this, that, everything. Make your customers have a gander at your profile or at your landing page, at your website, at your app for free. The moment you let your customers engage with your platform, you as an end user, as a final source, can track that much data and build your profile, the profile of your customers who haven't even properly purchased your product. So I was heading customer retention at Mindvalley. It's one of the world's largest personal transformation platforms. And we had a very interesting sign-up funnel, or basically an onboarding form, where we'll ask a lot of questions with 2 intentions. Number 1, to provide the best personalized solution for our customers, to know more about what do they need, what do they want to grow about themselves. Do they want to focus on their business, on their personality, on their mental health, on their time management, on their personal relationships, anything. So the more questions we ask, the more interactive we made the form, the more touch points we got about the customers, and we were able to tailor-make solutions and programs for them. And at the same time, we knew what our customers are like, what kind of programs they like, but what kind of issues they come up with to Mindvalley, so that we can also acquire similar kind of customers outside when we are performance advertising or we are reaching out via social media or collaborating with any of the influencers, brands, anything. So the moment we start doing that, we start having lead magnets, in a way, engaging lead magnets, we start to know a lot about our customers. If I were to translate other examples, it would be different sort of calculators. For instance, financial tools use a retirement calculator. Calculate how your life would be when you will retire. How much money would you need to have a financially free life? These are just tools so that they could acquire information about you, tailor-make better products for you, but at the same time know what you like, dislike, and then advertise and acquire similar users. So step 1, build a lead park. Step 2, tools. Just use these insane tools you can see behind me to actually tailor-make and basically automate everything for yourself. Now, CRM, that will be the key tool. CRM, CDP, and CRO. A lot of lingos, I'll explain all of that, but these three tools will be very, very essential to build your marketing stack. The better you have a CRM, you can engage with your customers, no matter at what customer lifecycle level they are, even if they are a lead level where you just know their email IDs, or if they're a full-blown loyal customer who has purchased from you multiple times. No matter at what lifecycle stage they are, or if they are even churned, you can target them, you can capture their properties better, and you can communicate with them using a CRM. The CDP is just the central database or central source. It's like the mitochondria, if you were into biology, which we'd call the powerhouse of a cell. So CDP is basically fueling everything. Your entire marketing strategy comes down to the CDP, which is capturing every single touch point of your customer and maintaining a reliable, accurate data there. So CDP becomes super essential for basically profiling and building your repository. And then finally use CRO, platforms like VW or multiple platforms where you can actually start A/B testing your landing pages, your multiple tools, designs, everything, so you know and you can constantly innovate what is working better for your customers. Because, hey, if your third-party cookies are deprecated, you can't spend a lot of money into acquiring more and more users. You have to improve your conversion rates, because now you're getting 100 users on your landing page every hour versus 500. So the conversions need to be more, so that your later funnels don't take a hit and your sales don't take a hit. So CRO, very essential to invest in good CRO tools, in experimenting, A/B testing, innovating, because the conversions need to go up if top of the funnel or third-party cookies are deprecating. Third is to build trust and authority. If I'm a bank and I'm providing transactions to my users and those transactions are failing, all of us would be very hesitant to use that card or that app again. Pretty simple, right? That law translates or expands to every other business as well. You need to be consistent with your product offering. You need to develop more trust. For instance, if you see Adobe has an amazing research team which adds a lot of research data points on their blogs, but none of us are aware about that. But that's also because Adobe wants to build trust consistently. Even if they're a behemoth, they want to build trust for their business and for their customers. So keep on building trust, keep on building more authority, have more relevant and personalized values for your customers, and they would stick. That's the key, because today, in a day and age when everyone has so many alternatives for the same business, for the same product, building trust and being more relevant for your customers over the time always reflects in those customers staying with you, giving you more data, and you're using that data to, hey, acquire more customers. So build trust and authority, something which Duolingo does, I believe, amazingly with all of their customizations, with their personalizations, how they handhold me to learn new language. That's trust and authority. And the final piece of the puzzle is re-KYC constantly, or acquire more information about your existing customers. Now, I've taken an unorthodox example. JioCinema is basically one of the biggest OTT platforms in India and apparently in the world. They have just merged and acquired Disney Plus business in India. So it's amazing, it's huge. And I wanted to watch a cricket match on there. I opened the app, and they're asking me a bunch of questions, which doesn't make sense as a user, and I might as well have answered it. But for a brand, it's genius, because they're asking me, what kind of vehicle do I have? If I own a car, a two-wheeler, anything else, and that's it. And they're asking me in the regional language as well. So what translates is, it's trying to ask me a question which might be gibberish as a user, but it's asking me in a language which I would understand, and it's trying to build more persona about me. It's trying to acquire more information so they know what kind of customers use my product, what kind of customers, what's their flavor like, what's their financial status like, so they know whom to acquire next. And this kind of strategies are ingenious, by the way. So you're building more profiles about your customers, acquiring more data points, and the moment you start doing that, you can acquire more lookalike customers, and you have very reliable data there. So that's the summary, actually, the cookieless infrastructure. You use these 4 things, and you're preparing yourself a bit better for the future. Obviously, there will be a lot of iterations, very easier said than done, but if you keep tapping on each of these points, I think definitely you'll be in a better position every single month because cookies are deprecating. We need more data points. The earlier we start, the better, and in the better position our business would be. So yeah, that's me. If you want to talk more about it, do this, watch the cookies crumble. I'm here, let's sync, and let's grab a cookie and coffee after the conference. Have a great lunch, guys. Thank you.